Cool guys, welcome back. Today we got full patch notes for 3.4. Now, I'm gonna split up the patch notes into two parts. The first part being like all the normal stuff like playable content, quests, all that good stuff. You know, like the stuff that the majority of you guys want to see. And the other part's gonna be like crafting, gathering, you know, like kind of like that kind of stuff, speculation about that kind of thing, and what we're gonna do, what can we do. So this first part is gonna be just what we can unlock, what we can do, and if you're interested in the crafting stuff, watch the second part. So let's get started. So from the preliminary notes, they didn't add crazy. I think they added a lot of stuff for the playable content stuff, but we'll go over it anyways. If there's anything else that I see, I'll obviously say it. So the new quest scenarios have been added, as the preliminary notes were. Only the first two quests are have titles. The rest of them are question marks, which is just so it won't spoil the story. And of course, you will pick those up in the house 4 times. So it's basically where we left off from the last patch. That's where you pick it up. Okay. There's not much to say about the story since they want to keep it a secret. So, cool. And obviously, I'll cover everything in the patch in the next couple weeks, including everything really. So if you don't see it, you don't see me saying it around here, I'll definitely cover it. So, anyways, getting off topic. Oh my goodness. That's everyone from the FC telling me how excited they are. Okay. The Chronicles of a New Era quests have been added. Alexander the Creator. So it's gonna be the last phase, like we all know already. And it's gonna be in the Dervidian hinterlands, basically where we get every quest for Alexander. And these are just the quests, what they're gonna be called. And then here we are with Alexander Savage. To get this one, you go to the Wandering Minstrel. That's gonna be the NPC that gives it to you in Mardona. So it's gonna be the same guy, I think, that gives us all of the extreme battles. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. Item level and all that requirement stuff is down a little lower, so we'll get to that. It's kind of just a preview, I guess. Kind of weird how they did it this time. Anyways, the Warring Triad is gonna be the Unalesca. Let's see, unbalanced unto all. Let's see. So I'm assuming the first one. So we have normal, well, hard, and extreme. And the hard one's usually story. So the story one's gonna be probably one of these, and then the other one's gonna be the extreme. All right, we got a new side story quest. So like Scholastic, where's it at? Scholastus? I can't say it. Apparently, I guess it's gonna be a new quest line, kind of like Hillerbrand, a separate thing, which is kind of cool. And here are all the quests, so they didn't keep any of these secret because since we don't know what it really is about, we can't spoil it, right? So we're gonna pick out the first one at the Pillars, and we're gonna talk to Brighton. You have to complete the side quest More Than Meets Her Eye, which I believe is just a quest in Foundation. But I'll do more research when I get to that later on. The Hildebrand quests continue. So we have 2 main quests apparently. The first one's just the one you get to pick up the storyline, and then the second one's a question mark. Another spoiler, that's why it's a question mark. So that should be a lot of fun to do. Okay, the following adjustments have been made to anima weapons. So the fate requirement for trials of the braids have been changed from attaining a gold medal to any fate. So I kind of covered this a little bit in the preliminary notes. So that just means that before you had to complete a fate 100% to be able to get the crystal drops, and now you just have to complete it no matter what. So you can go in 1 minute and then just complete it that way. And you will, if you get a silver or a bronze rating on it, you can still qualify for the drops. The elegant tombstones required to create and enhance enemy weapons have been changed to lore. So there you go. Just a lot of this stuff, like I told you guys before in the preliminary patch video, it's just a lot of tome adjustments. Just they're making sure that everyone knows that ESO is gone. All right, new side stories. No side story quests have been added. So the Great Google Library hard mode, that's gonna be in Idleshire. We're gonna talk to Midnight Dew. So as long as you have to complete Heavensward, which is the last quest in the Heavensward expansion, not the patches, if I'm not mistaken. We have duels, which you can pick up in the Wolves Den. Wondrous Trials, which you can pick up from Idleshire from the Little Cat Girl. New Graham Company quests have been added. Squadron and Commander, that's going to be to unlock squadrons in your respective company. These are all the same. It just depends on which one you're in. Please know that players must have achieved the rank of 2nd Lieutenant or higher. So you have to be a 2nd Lieutenant to take these quests on. So if you haven't leveled up your Grand Company, you should probably get on that if you want to do some squadrons. The location of the certain NPC in the Moogle Beast Tribe quest from Lax to Max have been adjusted, so some stuff has been moved around for that quest. New items can now be purchased from Homage, so they're adding new stuff to the old Beast Tribe vendors. That's probably going to be like luminous fibers, probably. That would make sense that they're taking... Anyways. Treasure hunts. So this is just they're making sure they're adjusting for the new tombstones. So no more ESO. It's becoming lore and scripture. So they're gonna give lore and scripture, not ESO and lore. Adjustments have been made to the Aquapolis, and with the Aquapolis, rewards have been added. So they're adding new. They're adding new stuff to the Aquapolis, as well as changing the lore to scripture rewards. See, cutscenes have been, when the doors have been adjusted, new monsters have been added. So it's going to be even more fun, more randomness, more rewards. Can't be too mad about that. Grand Companies can now be promoted to First Lieutenant in their respective Grand Companies. Once you're promoted, you'll go from 50,000 to 80,000 seals. What that tells me is they're adding a lot of, I think they're going to be adding a lot of necessary crafting items to the Grand Company. So I will definitely talk about that in the second part of the video. Okay, with the introduction of the Grand Company ranks, new items have been added. So this is just the Grand Company attire for the levels. So I'm going to say it's item level 200 right now, but I could definitely be wrong. Players can now take command of soldiers in their respective Grand Companies with adventurer squadrons. Squadron commander, so we covered this a little earlier. And then imagining your squadron, recruit squadron members. So you can't have a full squadron until you have 4 members. It's going to be accomplished by in your challenge logs will attract new recruits to join your squadron. So this kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy X Blitzball, where you're, depending on how good you are or how much money you have, you can recruit better, stronger people. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So, for example, if your squadron's a very low level, you can't get like a very good, like a top tier tank, just for example. But if you have a very successful squadron, you can get better people, or whatever you want. When a potential recruit piques your interest, select question when viewing their established papers to call them into barracks and view their profile. So you can view what they're good at, their strength, vitality, all that good stuff. If special abilities looks like. You can tell their name, their race, where they're from, class, experience, level, all that good stuff. Reason for establishment to serve Grand Point. Yep. So you can probably get like mercenaries, I feel, eventually. So you can probably get like if they have ninja classes, or they can add a mercenary class. They can probably test out classes that way. Who knows? They can do so much stuff with this. Okay, training your recruits. After assembling your first squadron, they must undertake the introductory mission, City Patrol. After successfully completing this mission, they may undertake training courses posted on the regiment board. Training courses will provide increase to the squadron's overall physical, mental, and tactical abilities. The focus on which attribute is improved varies from course to course, and you are free to concentrate on areas that you want your squadron to excel at. So, it's basically like Blitzball. So if you want someone to level up a certain attribute, you can cater to that. So if you have a ninja, you want dex, or you have a bunch of dragoons, you want strength. You just do what you want to do. Each training course takes 1 hour to complete Earth time. When training course is completed, recruits present the barracks with experience points, and the squadron's overall attributes will increase. So, you can take training course 3 times a day. Training sessions are renewed every day at 10 p.m. 1 p.m. You can deploy squadrons on missions, which will cost you seals. They have item minimal level requirement. At least one member squadron must meet the requirement to proceed. Wait for them to return. Missions require 18 hours Earth time to complete. The time remaining until a mission completed can be viewed, just like retainers. When it's successfully completed, the same mission cannot be repeated for the remainder of the week. So you can only do 1 mission every week. If the mission is a success, see, experience points will be based on the mission's difficulty. There'll also be a chance a squadron member will exhibit a preference for a certain squadron composition. This is also known as squadron chemistry, and it can affect the outcome of the mission. Wow. If the mission ends in a failure, they'll get half of the experience points. So definitely trade your squadrons. You don't want to fail, because 18 hours for half an experience is kind of bad. Number of items yielded by exploratory voyages have been adjusted, so we get more of certain items. That's what it means. Housing. So apartments are coming in, and this is a big note, so I'm gonna just highlight it real quick. The auto demo will resume after the release of patch 3.4. So what this means, if you haven't logged in, if you were like, was it like 60 days now for the auto demo timer? If you were like at 59 hours before they suspended it, and you're not gonna log in for 3 hours after patch, it's gonna get destroyed, and that's what all it means. So I think they suspended it in like May, something like that. So if you didn't log in into your house before then for like 59 days, and then it paused, and now it's resuming, and a couple hours passed, it's gonna get demolished after patch launches. So if you want to keep your house, log in. If you're not sure, log in and then just get in your house. Just throwing that out there. Okay, apartments are not available. Another thing is that apartments and a house can be bought with the same character, from what I understand, which is kind of not the point of apartments, but okay. And these will not be auto demo, so that's always nice. You'll always keep your apartment. So here are the locations for each one. The Lily Hills right there. See Santana's Breath way down here. Okay, an apartment building is available in every ward in 3 residential districts, with the second apartment building available in each subdivision. Got it. It's a lot of apartments, actually. Each apartment building also contains a lobby where players, so they have like a material NPC supplier there. You can enter your apartment directly from the entrance, or you can enter through the lobby. So you have to be level 50 with at least 1 class. You do attend the rank of second lieutenant at one of your respective grand companies. Each apartment building can house 90 people, costing 500,000 gil. You can have 1 apartment per character. It is possible to own both an estate and an apartment, which I just said. You can place 50 furnishings in an apartment, say just like a personal estate, like just like a room in the FC. See, you can put all your housing specific furnitures. Placing a furnishing in an apartment will bind it to you, preventing furniture trade sale. So you can't sell it once you place it. That's normal. Okay, additional stuff. You got a chocobo. You got chocobo. What's it called? Stable for everybody. You can train a chocobo, change the colors. So with training all the chocobos, it's just a chocobo stable, just the regular one that everyone shares. It's also possible to teleport directly to your apartment. Furthermore, a summoning bell and market board have been placed close to the building, so you have both really close to the apartment complex. Okay, so we have new furnishings, really cool tree. Probably gonna get that tree. Got some dolls, ooh, bookshelves. I like it. They added some graphical improvements, which I covered in the other video, to like certain stuff. I'm sure there's more, but I think they just highlighted these because they look cool. Aquariums. So depending on the size of the aquarium, it depends on how many fish and what kind of fish you can put in there. So this is a whole thing. It's kind of like like gardening, where it's kind of like its own little mini game. It has its own little complications and all little nuances. So water is a big thing. Freshwater fish and saltwater fish can be together, so it's very like realistic. You can't put like two different types of fish together. If a fish is a little fish, you know, it happens. And I'm just gonna kind of skip through this because it's kind of ruins the fun. You know, if I just tell you guys what I would do or what we should do with these, because it's all cosmetic and it all should be just for fun. I will say though that the extra large tanks will have 7 fish, and then aquarium tier. So you have a tier 4, which is, what is it? Space occupied. Total fish is 4. Hold on. Aquarium sizes are 4 sizes, the smallest holding a single fish, and the largest holding up to 4. Okay, so you can have 4 large fish or 7 little fish. I think that's what that means. And then here are the sizes. So you have a small, medium, large, extra large. So do what you want. A greater variety of fish. So they're gonna keep adding fish as time goes on. New music has been added to the orchestrone. Tooltips displaying the song's titles that have been cut off, so you can read the whole name. They changed the UI of the orchestrone. Now you can do shuffle, playlist, all the stuff they should have done. Playback modes, repeat. And now they show you what songs you have and which songs you don't have. That way you can not buy doubles of all the songs and guess. Let's see. And then all the cool primal furnishings you can take them out now. There, you won't get destroyed, which is super cool because some of those are really hard to get. Let's see, gardening, new soil for gardening, and new seeds for gardening, which all can be bought from the material supplier in whichever ward you're at. Let's see, new seeds for flower pots, viola seeds, material supplier again. Let's see, we can now have a materia mender in your estate. So kind of like a repair person, you have a materia melder in there, which is kind of cool. You have a compact ethereal wheel stand. That way it doesn't take so much room, and you can put more stuff in your house. And my favorite thing of housing, the Chocobo house. Now, I'm not 100%, but I personally want that house right there. But the FC probably won't let me. But they tell me I have bad taste anyways. Golden Saucer. So we have Triple Triad Battle Hall. So you have a special place now for Triple Triad, which I thought there was before, but I don't even have Golden Saucer unlocked. So it looks like you have Triple Triad Roulette of some sort, where you can just match up with people during with the Duty Finder. It's kind of cool. Triple track cards, so we have new cards being added. I wish I knew how to play. I'm probably gonna get into that once the patch dies down. So you have new cards have been added to the Bronze Triad card pack. The Mog card and Moglin card are now being classified as Beastman Tribe. New NPC opponents for Triple Triad have been added. Players can now register to play Lord of Vermilion doing Duty Finder, which will make Lord of Vermilion more accessible for everybody. I think I covered a lot of this in the last video. Just a lot of Golden Saucer stuff, a lot of MPG, balancing. You have new items. So if you want to check out the Golden Saucer stuff, make sure you check out the items because they added a lot of stuff. So we have new prizes. Wondrous Trial. So Miss Little Cat Girl here, Chloe, will give us a journal, and the journal has a bunch of tasks we can do, and then that will give us a seal, a little sticker on the book, as you can see up here. And then depending on how many stickers we get, it depends on how high the rewards are. So over here, as you can see, it says 9 seals. So if you get 9, you can select one of these, one of this tier. But if you get the seals and then 1 line like this, you can choose one of these. Now if you get 2 like an X or like a little L like that, you can choose one of these. Now if you get 3 lines, which could be like an X and an L, you can choose from these items right here, which are probably very good gear. Yeah, so you can do it. I'm pretty sure it's just once each. The journal resets once a week. You have like 1 week to do whatever you want on it, and the bonus is probably only once a week also. So that's cool. I will be doing that just for fun. Okay, so challenge log. We had the Wondrous Trial category and new objectives. So we have some MGP stuff in the challenge log as well as some more gil. Certain foods and medicines can be used by random amount, kind of like corduroys and all that stuff that we want to use when we're writing. We have new hairstyles, which I will check out as well. New emotes, probably from Golden Saucer, just throwing it out there. Now you can fall asleep in the lavender beds, in the beach beds, sorry, in Costa del Sol. You can pray now wherever you want, on chocobo, off chocobo, sitting, standing, whenever you want. Pose emote for Highlanders have been changed. You have a flex emote, okay. So it's a lot of emotes have been changed. So now we're moving to Idleshire stuff. Idleshire has now grown again. I'm sure all that stuff that was getting built in the patch before is now nice and pretty. They moved some people around. Basically just Rowena and all her merry band of people probably went inside because there was a door you can go in there, but there was nothing in there. So they're probably in there now. Battle system stuff. So Sword Oath is probably the biggest change. They changed the potency from 50 to 75. And weapon delay will now affect damage input. For the most of this, the rest of these, it's just PvP adjustments. So it's Paladin and Astrologian who are getting the biggest buffs. Like I said again, I don't play Astrologian. I haven't even leveled it up once, so I don't know how it works. I could go through these all, but I have nothing to say about it, so I don't know. So I'm just going to leave it again for a second and pause it. You can read it. From what I understand, this is probably the buff that everyone wanted from Astro. So definitely, if you play Astro, look at all that. Look at it. Read it. Let it sink in. Because Astro is becoming good, I guess. From what I understand. Okay, limit break action has been adjusted. This is really cool. So before, when we did a healer limit break, level 3 one, it would revive everybody with weakness. That's gone. Now everyone gets revived without weakness, and if you had a weakness, it removes that as well. Which that's how it should have been. And that's all it does. Okay. help text trials. Okay, just help text change, PvP change, gladiator, paladin war, so weapon throw. As the effect that increase reduced from 9 to 8 seconds, so it got reduced from, excuse me, got reduced 1 second. Black Mage, Nightwing duration has been reduced from 8 to 6. Enhanced Nightwing 2 effect duration increase has been reduced from 12 to 8. So a lot of PvP changes. So if you're really into PvP, make sure you understand all these changes are happening, because it seems like most of the class changes are for PvP. Alright, now we're back to the dungeon stuff. So, item level requirement, level 60 to hard mode dungeon. 210. Everyone should be at 210. If you followed my prep guide, you should automatically. So, if you follow my prep guide, I told you guys to cap ESO and get as much poetic, as much lore as possible. So you can trade in all your ESO for gear, for lore, and that for gear, which should put you way above the 210. That simple. Well, 210 is not that hard to cross now, honestly. Same with the Great Google Library. Same item level, same level requirement, same time limit, same party size, same stuff. Let's see. Okay, so we have some item level syncs. So the Say Marquians, Abradium, and Ferroceros hard mode have been level synced to 240. Probably because we can run them super fast now. Let's see, new rates have been added. So this is where we get to the item level stuff. So level 60, obviously, you want to be at an item level of 230, and this is just the regular one. So as long as you've been running Lost City, the Weeping City, and been capping your lore every week, you should be fine on this, if not higher. I'm just at 230, and I kind of just did it off and on. Enter requirements called the Cruel Nicolossus, Talk to Mead, the Arena Hinterlands, just the same thing. And as usual, rewards are the same. You can only cast 1 a week per floor, and it resets every Tuesday at midnight. And here, I think it's the same trade-in values as well. So you need 2 lenses for a head, 4 shafts for a body, so on and so on. I think it's the same. So that's not any different. Completion rewards. Players can also receive an extended in gear once per week. So the gear thing's the same. Probably 10 gears, and then 10 tokens of scripture for the weapon. You know, the usual stuff. Okay. So we have Savage right here. Now Savage, to get into Savage, you want to be an item level of 245 or above for the first floor, and that's probably the key thing. Once you get to the first one in Savage, you can grind that for, I think it's 270 item level gear. But I'll cover that in the second part. But once you get there, everything else becomes easier. Item level requirements. Okay, talk to Mordana, to the Wander Mistral. So the same guy that gives us all the extreme versions of everything. That guy. And the rewards are the same. It's just harder content. Resets at 12 every Tuesday. 1 per week, per floor, so on, so on. And let's see, item exchange. The item exchange for this one is a little weird. So you need page 4 8 times. So they have different pages for different things. So take a look at that right here. If you're into raiding and you want to get the best gear as fast as possible, that's what you want to know and what you want to aim for. Okay, so Alexander Mina Savage has been adjusted. All this, I think I went over this in the last video in the prelim notes, where they're adding it to the raid finder. They're adding certain things to the duty finder, trials, and all that kind of stuff. I think that's all that is. And they also, I think they're nerfing it because it's old content technically. Lost City, Weeping City of Mog has been adjusted, so no more caps on anything, and you can get as many pennies as you want. Containment Bay P1 T6. is an item level of 220 or above, and I believe this is dropping weapons. It's gonna be 255 weapons, if I am not mistaken. So keep also that in mind. Considering that Sephiroth was 210. Oh, it's 220 regular, and then this is 235 extreme. The extreme drops the weapons. This is the regular one's the story, and the extreme's the one that's gonna drop the 255 weapons. 235, so it's gonna be pretty difficult. I believe Sephiroth was 210 or 220, something like that, and that was pretty difficult from what I understand. But it was necessary for raid, so this will probably be necessary for raid also. The entry requirements for the extreme, it's gonna be I can't even say that. Anyways, it's the guy who gives us all of the primals, the extreme primals, like Ifrit and all that. That guy, in the Rising Sun. You have to complete the quest Unbalanced Unto All, which I believe is the hard mode. Yep, the hard mode quest. To beat it hard, and then you can unlock the extreme. So the Echo is going around everywhere. You get Echo now in the Final Steps of Faith and Nidhogg's Rage. Once you die, all your abilities reset, so no more waiting. Let's see. And a lot of these are just like enhancements and little cool little nuances for making things easier. And as we expected before, they're taking Sword Call and Hullbreaker Isle and putting it in level 60 dungeons, and then putting the 2 in Zenithal and the Great Google Library Hard into the Expert Roulette. As usual, they're adding Containment Bay P1T6 regular mode into Trials once you unlock it, and Mentor gets all of the raids as well as the new dungeons. And all of this is just adjustments for all the Poetics lore, all that, ESO, all that adjustment. Adjustment to raids. Raid Finder now has all the Alexander, Cuff of the Sun, Savage mode. They added all that into Raid Finder, and they optimized himself in Raid Finder also. So if you use Raid Finder, don't go clicking around. Look at it first, because they did change some stuff. Let's see. Oh, they did stuff for hunts. So it's basically just changing the ESO to lore and then the lore to scripture. That's all that is. Let's see. Palace of the Dead. This is for 3.45. So I'm not gonna cover this yet. They are saying they're adding new pomides, new items, new monsters, and a lot of floors. So once that gets closer to 3.45, I will cover all of that in way detail. They added a bunch of stuff to Stone Sky Sea, so you can get used to that. The Diadem. So Diadem, they're changing a lot of they changed all the tombstones obviously, but they're also adding item level 235 gear. So all of this stuff is changing. All this gear that drops can no longer be obtained. So if you have any of this, it's useless now, basically. So just trade it in for the one spool it gives you, because there's no point in keeping it. Dueling for PvP, skip that. If you're into dueling, you got it. I know people have been asking for it for a while. Let's see, except rematch, you can rematch, you can do all kinds of things for that. They really went all out for PvP. They've been really optimizing it, and I believe that's gonna get really good later on. You can actually watch people PvP now. That's really cool. I'm gonna skip all that. I'm just not. I don't know much PvP, and I might get into it later, but who knows? So okay, rankings. They changed how everything looks. It's all pretty. And that's it for this part of the video, guys. So it's like 35 minutes long right now. It's a lot. This patch is really big. They're adding a lot of stuff, and I'm still not done with the crafting side of it and the gathering side of it. So this is all just content. There's no like speculations or anything like that. This is all just stuff that we can unlock and we can do, and little changes that I think we should all know about. If you're into gathering, crafting, end game and you want to, or you want the best gear, you want to know like the best item level, what you should do, what should you get, watch the next video, part 2 of the patch notes, because I'm gonna go through all of the item levels and tell you guys what I think is gonna be crafted or whatever. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys at patch day.